You know, this month is bringing you brand new venture into your life, brand new possibility. And you will know, my gorgeous Libra, exactly what am I talking about, especially when it comes to the 14th, 15th and the 16th of April 2023. What are you going to see within those days? What are you going to come across? You're not going to be able to stop thinking about it. You will be really pretty much so, you're going to be thinking about it constantly. There is something that you will want to like really explore. There is something that you will want to investigate. There is going to be something which is going to be which is going to make you so enthusiastic about yourself, so enthusiastic about your life. In fact, I'm talking about the actual enthusiasm you haven't felt within the last 12 months specifically. So this is going to be such a big moment where at the same time you're also going to find out something very, very specific about yourself. You're going to realize how much you changed. You're going to realize how much you grew, you know, spiritually and mentally. And also, most importantly, very dark and negative stage of your life is slowly but surely coming to an end. And this negative energy, it's about to release itself right at the beginning of April. So this is why you are going to gain such a powerful momentum here. So this is a lot to do with your passion. It's a lot to do with what you want to do, but it's a lot to do with what you're going to feel within your spirit and within your soul. How much you want to try something, how much you want to kind of bring something into your life. This in itself, it's going to make you feel absolutely alive again. This moment in time, you're going to become so optimistic about your life and so optimistic about your future. You really need to understand that this is the moment where the brand new venture in your life, it's actually going to begin. And even more so, there is somebody very specific in your life. This person is somebody who's keep on kind of motivating you, and somebody who you really look up to quite a lot. This particular person is somebody who is in your life, or maybe it's perhaps even somebody who you watch, somebody who you follow, and that particular person is going to be on your mind, and somehow through that particular person you're gonna understand the power of being brave, the power of being strong, but also the power of making the necessary move when it's needed from you, because only you can do this. You know, this is all about you kind of stepping into the unknown, but also being strong and being powerful, especially when it comes to those elements of like you tapping within something, you tapping into something, you know, that you may not have so much experience with. But then again, this is to do with your soul calling, you know, it's to do with your spirit calling, it's to do with your life purpose. So this is going to be impossible for you to ignore. And even if you ignore this right now, this is going to be keep on returning into your life until you acknowledge this, and take it to the next level. I mean, don't get me wrong. You could be like a filmmaker. Let's say that you're making films for living or something like that, you know, so you're completely into it, like making films for living, and now suddenly this comes up and hasn't got anything to do with films. That doesn't matter whatsoever. It is just to do with your soul calling, you know. So it's like basically an element that you need to bring into your life in order to reach an absolutely maximum fulfillment. You're ready for something new, but then again, at the same time, this needs to come from you, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. And also, you know, at around the 24th of April, you're also gonna hear some kind of news. You're gonna become aware of something that you never knew before, or you're not gonna become aware of something that you never knew before. You're gonna become aware of something like you're gonna become more aware of something that you already knew, but they're going to be like so many different elements that are really going to surprise you about this. So I can say that you're going to become fully aware of something. It's some kind of clarity you're going to have here. This clarity is so important. You know why? Because it's going to help you to open your mind, and once you open your mind, it's going to help you to accept something not happening, basically. And the sooner you accept something not happening in your life, something that karmically came to an end, it doesn't matter. I know it can sound like, oh my God, but you know, we can be passionate about something, and then our karma with that passion comes to an end, and then it takes us slightly longer in order to understand that we are and we have been prepared for all this time for something new, for something different. And that's why the certain things in our lives have been prolonged, especially when it comes to them not being like kind of not happening, not unfolding. So it's to do with something being stuck in the process. Okay, so it's like the more kind of what you're going to become fully aware of, and that clarity that I'm talking about, it's actually going to help you to move on, and it's going to help you that karmically something came to an end in your life. So the sooner you move on, the happier you're going to be, and the more new progress you're going to bring into your life, because that in itself has really kind of created a burden in your life, especially over the last 9 months indeed. So you need to see and you need to recognize, my gorgeous Libra, what has come to an end. I mean, it's not a bad thing whatsoever, but it just means that your spirit has come to an end with something. Okay, so, but you will know what this is, because at the end of something, when something comes to an end in our life, so it's to do with the karma coming to an end, then things are either slow down, then they make us feel really negative, then they make us feel really frustrated, until we are completely honest with ourselves that that specific part and aspect of our life has come to an end. And the sooner we move on from that, the happier we are going to be, because that in itself has created a burden in your life. So this in itself, of course, it's going to be quite important indeed. And also, my gorgeous Libra, when it comes to the actual numerology, I didn't even say it. What's wrong with me? No, when it comes to the actual numerology, your number is 9092. Your number is 9092, and that strictly means that, you know, you really are going to have this situation, completely unexpected situation, which is literally going to blow you away. This unexpected situation that is going to take place on precisely the 10th of the actual April, it's again going to happen on the 20th of April. So you're going to have two situations that are going to be mirroring each other, if that makes sense. So it's going to happen on the 10th of April, completely unexpected situation, and then it's going to happen on the 20th of April again. Okay, so these particular situations that are going to take place are going to be completely unexpected, two completely different things that are going to happen completely unexpectedly, but they're both going to lead towards the same thing. Okay, so, and that in itself is going to put you in a couple of modes, like on the 10th and the 20th. Two unexpected situations are going to blow you away, but it's brilliant, because each of these situations are going to show you one problem, two problems coming to an end. One problem is going to come to an end on the 10th. That's going to surprise you. Another issue is going to come on the 20th. That is going to surprise you. But that's not only about this unexpected situation. It's more about you kind of finding yourself like contemplating on both of these days. This is so important. Listen to me very carefully. When you find yourself contemplating these unexpected situations, when you realize that certain problems have come to an end, this is so important. Listen to me very carefully, because the bottom line is the same. You are going to find yourself like contemplating and thinking, oh my God, what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do now. And then you're going to have a vision on these both days are bringing you a mind-blowing vision, my gorgeous Libra, both of these days. And this mind-blowing vision that you are going to have, it's really kind of going to be like on the 10th, what do you need to do? Like, you are going to have this vision about how you want your life to be. And now you're going to be thinking about your future, and you're going to realize how much you changed just by thinking about your future. You're going to realize that there's so many different aspects that now you're thinking about that you never thought about before. So this is something that you really need to kind of put on as a priority, as number one in your life right now. And the same when it comes to the 20th. Okay, exactly the same thing. You know, it's actually going to happen. And then at the same time, you know, it's to do with a vision, but it's also to do with the recognizing like what exactly are new things on your mind now suddenly when it comes to your future. But now this is something that you really need to work towards by making this as a priority of number one, because this in itself, it's really, trust me, It's on your path to your own success. Okay, it's on your path to your own success, but it's also like giving you a chance, an opportunity to see, you know, your life and to understand your life from a slightly different angle. And once that happens, you know, you will be able to understand how much you've actually changed, how much you actually progressed in your life over the last couple of years. And you are gonna also kind of like find yourself thinking like that you haven't maybe given to yourself like enough credit when the credit is due. And this was only happening because there was a lot going on, you know, in your life within the last 2 or 3 years. And this is why, you know, maybe it affected your planning and it affected certain things. And that literally kind of like did affect your own vibration. So when it comes to reflecting on things that means the most to you, you would find yourself indecisive at the time when you should have been really, really strong. So now, my gorgeous Libra, thank God that slowly but surely is indeed coming to an end. When it comes to the actual nutrition and things like that, I highly suggest you to get what I normally say, which is really important, to keep on taking natural vitamin D3, which is going to help you to boost your immune system, but it's also going to be superb when it comes to your sensitive bones, alongside a zinc picolinate, which is also highly absorbable version of zinc, and it works absolutely perfect with vitamin D3 in order to boost your immune system, but it's also superb for your skin, hair and nails as well. And the third supplement I highly suggest you, it's organic chlorella. It's an absolutely mind-blowing supplement which indeed has got omega-3 essential fatty acids, which our body cannot produce by itself, but it's essential for our brain, for our mind, for our memory, for our concentration levels, but it's also superb when it comes to boosting our immune system as well. And on top of that, organic chlorella, it's brilliant when it comes to detoxifying our body from the dangerous metals. And nowadays, sadly, the dangerous metals are absolutely everywhere. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Libra, or not. Sorry. So this is natural vitamin D3. You know by now, of course, that this is my own brand, and I decided to make and create my own brand because it was very difficult to find pure vitamins without rubbish, without chemicals and unnecessary ingredients. These are made with an exceptional quality ingredients, but also at the same time they're suitable for vegetarians and vegans and everyone. So this is a natural vitamin D3. This is a natural, this is a zinc picolinate, and this is organic chlorella. And of course, if you get these vitamins, I highly suggest you to get my vitamins, and the link is going to be in the description below. Just click on the name of this video and it's going to expand, or you just go on Google and just type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins and my page is going to come up that way as well. Now, the very first important date, my gorgeous Libra, I need you to pay attention to. It's going to be the very 2nd of April. The very 2nd of April, there is something going to be on your mind as soon as you open your eyes. As soon as you open your gorgeous eyes, there is some kind of problem going to be on your mind. This problem is something that you've been dealing with for quite a while, and you just left it at the back, you know, you just left it in your past. And this is something that needs to be dissected by you. This is the problem that you need to attack as soon as you possibly can by dissecting it and by doing something about it, because it's a very complex situation that does require your you know, it does require from you to actually notice it and deal with it at this stage of your life, because it's to do with like a pretty much a spiritual butterfly effect. If you don't, it's just going to affect other things, but at the same time, you know, it's important for you to deal with it because it's going to be keep on coming back until you face it. So, you know, I said this many times, when we sleep, we go through so many different dimensions. When we sleep, we dream every single night, but we don't necessarily remember. We have astral projections every single night, but we don't necessarily remember because our brain is ridiculously powerful. And there's so many reasons why we don't remember our dreams. But what we do remember is the very much so, as soon as we open our eyes, there is something very specific on our mind. So this in itself, it's like kind of going to require your attention. So you will see on the 2nd of April, there is some kind of problem from a long time ago going to be on your mind. And you will see, do you know what? I forgot about this like problem, you're going to think that you forgot about it. Seriously, that's what you're going to, no, this is what you're going to realize. I forgot about this problem. And so as soon as you open your eyes on the 2nd of April, this is something you need to like pay attention to. You need to think about it immediately, and the solution to that problem you are literally going to have by the end of that particular day. But as soon as you acknowledge this and see where this is going to take you, and also you will see how differently you are going to feel about that problem. You're going to feel now suddenly keen and eager. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I need to deal with that. I forgot to do with that. I forgot to do that. I forgot to deal with this. But you will see the difference, the way you're going to feel differently, how you're going to feel differently about that problem. So this is already going to be a sign like, oh my God, like I can't believe I feel almost like excited to actually do this. Yeah, this is important for you to understand, to take it on immediately. And trust me, by the end of this month, within the last 3 days of April, there is going to be such a weird and bizarre and unusual tiny little opportunity that is gonna turn out to be a giant mama sooner than you can possibly imagine. But you wouldn't even notice this giant opportunity. You wouldn't even notice this tiny little weird opportunity. I'm telling you tiny little and weird because that's exactly how you're gonna feel when you become aware of it. And you wouldn't notice that tiny little weird opportunity if you haven't decided to deal with that particular problem. You wouldn't notice this tiny little weird opportunity because this is going to be direct result of what you've been actually dealing with. You know, this is going to be direct result of you kind of even feeling connection towards that opportunity. And this is going to be something tiny and weird. And also at the same time, it's going to turn into something absolutely miraculous later on. This is going to bring a huge blessing into your life that you wouldn't even normally notice. So you see how things are already going to develop and already going to unfold for you, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. And also what else I was going to recommend you, it's like a look at this absolutely gorgeous pendant, my gorgeous Libra. I mean, come on, look how beautiful this is. Yeah, this is called Botswana agate pendant. It's so beautiful. Botswana, here I come, darling. You see, it's so beautiful, this pendant, my gorgeous Libra. It just holding it, it makes me feel so calm, so centered. It immediately brings that powerful balance into your life. Immediately it makes you like feel like, it makes you like you want to open up. It makes you feel like you want to communicate. So it's a fantastic communicator, especially when it comes to you wanting to express yourself to someone, especially when you need to talk to someone who is making you feel nervous or who is making you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes we are not ourselves, and if we need to give 100% when we work on things, we can get affected by the balance and the vibration from other people who don't even mean anything to us, but just sometimes the vibration of the people can be really, really strong, that can affect our balance to the point where we are not ourselves, which is not really good when it comes to us working on something really important. So this really protects you in so many different ways. But also at the same time, my gorgeous Libra, this Botswana agate pendant, it's brilliant for stamina, energy, vitality, confidence, strength. It's helpful to bring information to the surface that's deeply rooted in our subconscious mind. So this really unlocks the power of your subconscious mind. There are centuries and centuries and centuries of knowledge within our subconscious mind. Do you know what that means? You know, it helps you to kind of really understand things about yourself and about your life on a completely different level. And once that happens, you heal yourself and you never allow those negative things that you haven't got anything to do with, for example, to take the better of you. Okay, so this is like, oh my God. Basically, by wearing this pendant, you do the wisest things that you should possibly do. Even if you do something like that you can't understand why you are doing it while you're wearing this, very soon you realize, oh my God, if I haven't done that, I wouldn't have this now. So this is what Botswana agate pendant does to people. It's absolutely miraculous. And also, if you do know someone who can benefit from this, get it for them as well. You know, it's so brilliant. So this Botswana agate pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The first Sorry, the second important date, my gorgeous Libra. The second important date, my gorgeous Libra, is going to be on the 3rd of the actual April. Now, the 3rd of April, you are really going to kind of have a day. It's going to be an unusual day. It's going to be like a bit of like a bit of like a Twilight Zone day. It's going to be strange. It's going to be weird. You're going to feel like it's just so unusual. It's like it's going to be like slightly darker maybe, or the energy is going to be weird, the energy is going to be bizarre, and there is also something really weird that you're going to come across, some kind of like a bizarre sign that is going to come at the moment in time when you notice a very, very unusual and strange person. Very unusual and strange person you're going to notice on that particular day as well. There is something going to be so unusual about that person. That person is going to seem like they're from a completely different time, you know. Honestly, there is something going to feel like that person is from a completely different time. And at around the time, at that time when you come across this strange and unusual person, you know, you need to understand, you know, that to pay attention to what was on your mind. Please, for the love of God, you need to pay attention to what was on your mind, because this is the way the spirits communicate to us, you know, and the way we need to read our signs, by also at the same time recognizing that it's a lot to do with what's currently on our mind. It's the subconscious like reflection of what we are thinking, and this in itself, it's going to bring something very important to the surface here. So when you come across someone very unusual, that particular person is going to element of like that person being from a completely different time, and then you look at that person. Okay, fine. And then you look at it again, oh my God, that person is not there anymore. Was this a spirit? Was this a person? Was this a ghost? What was this? No, that's all fine. But the important thing is just to pay attention to the blockage. There is something that you are blocking yourself. There is something that you are thinking negatively about. And only you can release this amount of negative energy. You're standing on the way to you're standing in the way to yourself. There you go. Does that make sense? You're standing in the way to yourself. And the only way to deal with that is to acknowledging this, is to recognizing this, and it's to releasing this amount of negative energy, and to understand that, you know, you need to do something that you are saying to yourself persistently no, and it's persistently it's not for you. So you just need to release that negativity. So this is going to be a sign that you need to pay attention to on the very 3rd of April, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. And if it doesn't happen on the 3rd of April, like just remember, in between 3rd and the 8th of April, this could actually take place in between the 3rd and the actual 8th of April, when you come across this strange person like from a different world, you know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, quickly, what was on my mind? Oh, I was just thinking how I'm not ready to do. No baby, no, you are ready. Like, you're not ready to do something, but you are, basically. So it's entirely up to you, baby, because this is going to be a sacred sign to unblock and unlock yourself, okay? And this, my gorgeous Libra, it's gonna lead towards you trusting yourself. Look at this. This is going to help you to trust yourself more. I'm not saying that you're not trusting yourself, but trust me, this is going to make sense by the end of this week. And it's also, see this, the card at the bottom, manifestation. It's gonna lead towards probably the biggest manifestation of your life. So, you know, sometimes we just have to work with it a little bit. A lot, my darling. But yeah, so going back on the 3rd of the actual April, my gorgeous Libra, you are going on the 3rd of April, you are going to have this going back to the 3rd of April, yeah? So it's not only about seeing this person between the 3rd of April and the 8th of April. So now, sorry, it's probably confusing, I apologize, but going back to the 3rd of April, you are going to have, I told you that the date's going to be really weird and bizarre, and you are going to have a moment when you're going to be sitting down, where you're going to be relaxing, where you're going to be chilling out, whether you're going to be like maybe kind of sitting down on your sofa watching TV and chilling out, or maybe you're just going to be like kind of having a bit of meditation. You're going to notice that you feel like a little bit strange, a little bit unusual, and a little bit tired, and then something is going to be on your mind. Something is going to come to you. You're going to realize like how much you are missing someone very specific, how much you want to reconnect with the one specific person in your life. And like, please don't like tell me on like it's to do with like a lover or anything like that. It could be a lover, it could be a friend, or it could be a family member, but it's to do with somebody who you haven't seen in such a long time. You know, and maybe you have seen this person, but not as often as you wanted, and maybe you feel like you're kind of disconnected and you will really want to reconnect. So somebody very beautiful, very gorgeous, and very special in your life, it's going to be highlighted, you know, through that person, through when you're kind of chilling out. And you will so want to reconnect with this person, and you are going to reconnect with this particular person. You have to, you must, almost immediately, as soon as that person comes to your mind, you need to reach through, you need to reach forward, because that particular person has got something very, very important to tell you. That person has got something very important to tell you. They are going to tell you and give you invaluable information. The one before that, there is something else, not only about invaluable information, but that particular person has got something very, very, very important to tell you, like ridiculously important to tell you about themselves. This is going to help you quite a lot to understand something about them as well that you didn't understand before. It's so important. But also when you hear what you're going to hear, you will want to reconnect with that person. You will want to like kind of like really see this person so much more often. So but anyway, so basically yes, so you are gonna reconnect with this person, and once you reconnect with this person, that particular person is going to give you like really important, they're gonna tell you something really important about themselves, which is gonna help you to understand something you didn't about themselves for such a long time. But this is important. But also on another hand, that person is also going to give you what I said before, an invaluable information, something that is gonna like kind of really understand you so much, like about yourself and about your life. And also you're gonna realize that you are gonna need to be part of some kind of competition here. Regardless where you are in your life, in your spiritual journey, it doesn't matter whether you're looking for work, whether you have work, whether you're retired, whether you don't need work, whether you don't need job. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter at what stage of your spiritual life you are. This is all going to be as obvious as a day, as obvious as a night. Do you know what I mean? So you are going to understand through that person that you are going to need to be part of some kind of competition, and that at the same time it's going to be very, very wise a choice for you to make, because this is going to change your world. This is going to rock your world. This is going to make you aware of the fact that you know how special you are, how different you are, how powerful you are, how unique you are. There is so much that you are going to realize about yourself, you know. And this is important because we are all kind of such a similar spirits, but we all have a pretty much so a very unique like a spiritual journey, because it depends on our karma. It depends on so many different factors when it comes to our spirituality. And this is really, my gorgeous Libra, going to help you to rediscover happiness in life again. I'm not saying that you were miserable and unhappy, but I'm just telling you that all this is going to contribute towards you feeling so excited about your life and excited about your future, you know. And it's brilliant to find out like things that we connect to that really surprises us. But then again, it clearly shows that we have been through so much in life, and now it's a bit of a fun, and great things are about to begin as well. This is going to be such a moment of your personal breakthrough, but then at the same time it's just gonna really help you to improve quality on your life as well. You will realize how much the balance was affected, and how maybe you should have spent more time time with certain people, but that doesn't matter really. You shouldn't be blaming yourself. This is the time of transformation where a lot is going to be on your mind. So the most important thing now is that you are most importantly moving on in life. So this is something that is gonna, play a major role here when it comes to so many different things. And also, my gorgeous Libra, what else I was going to say, by the time you get to the actual 11th of April, now this is brilliant. I really like the actual 11th of April because it's a lot about you waiting for some kind of a justice here. This is a lot to do with the justice in general, but it's also to do with the karmic justice. You are going to hear a very, very great, a brilliant news. And this, the first thing that is going to be on your mind when you hear this brilliant news, is going to be, oh, thank God, justice, justice, justice. And so maybe you are waiting for someone to kind of make an important decision to do with the justice, or it's just really important decision that you had to wait for, or this is again a lot to do with you now really realizing that you can do something so big and so important, and that in itself is brilliant. So it's a lot to do to this justice that I'm talking about here. So on the 11th of April, you're going to be very, very happy because the justice is most importantly coming into your life. At the same time, this is going to affect your balance in the best possible way, but also on another hand, at around the same time, you are going to hear an advice, not that an advice, very interesting advice, which is going to answer the very kind of deep question to you, something very, very personal, extremely personal. This is something that you wouldn't even talk to other people about. So at around the 17th of April, at around the 18th, oh my God, what's wrong with me? At around the 11th of April, you're also going to hear an advice that maybe you will be walking somewhere and then you hear someone saying advice to someone else, or you're going to be watching something and then you're going to gather, like through the power of synchronicity, like, oh my God, I was thinking about this right now, or you like, it could happen in so many different ways, but you're going to hear it somewhere else, but then it's going to completely match your personal situation, and it's going to happen at around the time when you become aware of this justice. This particular advice is so important. Well, look at this. This particular advice, my gorgeous Libra, it's so important, and at the same time, you see that it is just really going to answer the importance of it's really going to make you aware of the importance of your own independence. But then at the same time, this advice, it's going to be invaluable when it comes to you understanding the clear direction, the clear direction that is so clever for you to do and pay attention to at this stage of your life. And even more so, there is another sign that you are going to have. There is another sign that you are going to have at around the same time. It's going to happen when you see an animal, an unusual animal again. The animals are back. The gorgeous, beautiful animals are back again, bringing us all sorts of good omens and all sorts of good messages. So at around the same time, my gorgeous Libra, you're going to become aware of this animal, and there is something going to be so unusual. Maybe it's color, maybe it's going to act in a certain way, maybe it's going to look at you, maybe it's not going to look at you and it's going to be right in front of you. Maybe you're going to see it and you turn around and you don't see it again, but something is going to be so unusual about that specific animal. And this particular sign, it's also going to happen at around the 11th of the actual April, and this sign is also going to confirm to you some very, very bright prospects are about to come into your life. Oh my goodness. And also, when it comes to the 11th of April, you know, it's not only about the justice, it's not only about the advice, this advice that you're going to hear that is going to perfectly answer the question what is going to be on your mind when it comes to something very personal, but this is all going to lead, you know, now you're going to realize that you've got like a few different options here, like a very interesting options, and now you have to do one by one. When it comes to a few different options, you need to go for the option which is going to like really you need to go for the option which is going to make you to reconnect with people, and also that's the option that you need to go for first, the one that's going to help you to come out of yourself, the one that's going to help you to come out of your comfort zone, but at the same time it's to do with you reconnecting with the people and collaborating with certain people in your life. This in itself, it's really going to help you to protect what's yours, and it's really going to protect help you to like kind of do the best possible thing when it comes to your finances, but also it's going to be superb in a long term. Indeed, you will see exactly what I mean. This is all going to help you to protect you what's yours, my gorgeous Libra. And also the last important date, it's going to happen on the 24th of April. Before I go there, another thing I was going to recommend you, it's like, oh, look at this, absolutely beautiful. You see this baby here, it's called solar quartz. Now this crystal is absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend you to wear this throughout April, May and June. And solar quartz has got a power to enhance energy. It brings emotional strength and uplift with great power. It improves the connection to spirit. Anything that improves the connection to spirit, it's like a fantastic little eye-opener for us to wear, because when you are connected to your own spirit, you just simply cannot get things wrong. You do the right things, you say the right things, and you go for the right things. At the time when you're so indecisive, and this time when like so much is going on in your life, of course that can affect you, you know. So this is such a great little balance to have. If you would like to buy this solar quartz pendant, my gorgeous Libra, as usual the link is in the description below. The last important date, it's going to be on the 24th of April. This is a big mama, giant mama, in the best possible way, because the 24th of April you are going to have this idea. You are going to have this idea on the 24th of April, my gorgeous Libra. And this particular idea, it's also like, oh my God, like something is just going to like inspire you again here on the 24th of April. So it's about this idea that is going to inspire you so much. So, no, something is going to inspire you, and then you're going to have an idea on the 24th of April. And that particular idea, it's like, oh my God, this is going to be so important, because you are going to feel so happy just by thinking about it, and you will know that this particular idea, it's literally going to transform your life. And this particular idea is going to change your life forever in the best possible way. When I say change your life forever, for better, of course, do you know what I mean? So this idea, it's not only going to instantly make your spirit rising, it's going to be impossible for you to ignore this, how strong you're going to feel. But this idea that you're going to have, it's really to do with how you're going to transform, how to actually transform. This idea, it's literally going to transform your life. All you have to do is just follow your intuition, and you cannot go wrong whatsoever. Let me just tell you that this particular idea, my gorgeous Libra, it's not only going to transform your life for better, but at the same time, I know this is going to sound crazy, but because it's going to be so deep, it's going to be so significant, and it's going to make such a big impact on your life. This particular idea that you're going to have on the 24th of April, you're already like, it's already happening. You're already manifesting this. You're already planting some kind of mind-blowing seed here with that particular, this is not just an idea. At the same time, you're giving birth to something very, very big. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner this process is actually going to start. The sooner you're going to understand and realize how much you've actually changed. And you're also going to realize so much ahead of you to look forward. at almost like a month ago wasn't even there. Absolutely brilliant indeed. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship. Now, for those of you in relationship, this is brilliant because there is somebody, one specific person that you are gonna have in your life, both of you. You're gonna see somebody in your life, somebody who's like maybe a family member or a friend, and you're gonna have an important conversation with that person. You know, the conversation is gonna start like about something completely different, but it is actually gonna end up being really, really important. And it's that person is gonna be telling you and your partner what they've achieved, what they've done, and you're really going to like it. You're going to become so passionate about what that person has done, and both of you are going to be like, you know what, I want to do this, let's just do that, oh my god, we want to live our life like that. It's just going to require like to bring a really big changes into your life. And regardless where you are, what your age are, what your age is, that doesn't matter whatsoever. The age in these readings doesn't matter whatsoever. If you're watching this reading, you're meant to be here. You're meant to be part of this spiritual journey, and there is something miraculous for you here. So it doesn't really matter. That's what I'm saying here. So when you kind of connect with that particular person, you and your partner are going to be so inspired to the point where you will really want to do what that person has done. And it's really a lot to do with the lifestyle, like, and a huge, massive, enormous, big mama change. Suddenly you're going to feel this sense of urgency, how much you want to do this, but you're not going to know exactly how. And so you are going to have a bit of like kind of hermit mode, both of you at the different stages, do you know what I mean, where you are going to kind of realize, you're going to realize something, and your partner is going to realize something, and by the end of this month you're both going to be absolutely ready, like you've never been before, in order to make the necessary step, the first step towards what that person has done. But you're going to like this because you will know, both of you, that the quality of your life is going to improve dramatically indeed. And those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Libra, this is absolutely brilliant. There is someone so interesting that you are going to come across this month. Somebody very, very interesting. And that person is like kind of gonna look at you, and you're gonna look at that person back. And there is going to be an instant spark in between you two. And then there is going to be a conversation that you are going to have, and everything is going to be running so smoothly, so beautifully. You are going to be like kind of like flirting with somebody, my gorgeous Libra, and that person is going to be flirting with you. There is going to be such a strong like kind of connection in between you and somebody else, you know. Oh my god, you're going to feel something that you haven't felt in a long time, but you're going to feel so good, so attractive, so sensual, my gorgeous Libra. Behave. You're going to feel so good, so sensual. You're gonna like realize like how much you're missing certain things in life, you know. And so that particular person that you're gonna come across is not going to be somebody who is going to end up with you, and you're not gonna end up with that person, because very soon you're gonna realize maybe that person is with somebody else, or you're gonna realize that this is not going to be somebody who you're gonna kind of end up with. But most importantly, it's like it's gonna touch you, you know, in the places, you know, you're gonna be touched. Your spirit, it's gonna be touched in the places where it hasn't been touched in like a long time, and that is gonna unlock something within you, and it's just gonna leave you like, you know what, I'm absolutely ready. I really want, you know, to maybe like have some fun and things like that. And these are the beginning of very important stages in your life where somebody like that is gonna play a massive role when it comes to you understanding, you know what, that person was not the right person for me, not at all, but you, through that person is going to bring invaluable experience into your life, where you're going to understand that you are ready. You're going to understand how much you're missing certain things in life, and that in itself is going to unlock something very special within. That's exactly what you should do. That's exactly how you should live your life. You know, now you're going to find yourself in April in a mode where you just want to go out there and have some fun, but for the first time in a long time, you're actually going to feel ready. I'm not saying that you didn't feel ready before, before, but now you're gonna kind of realize that you are reaching a very important stage where you really kind of could do with some fun into your life. And trust me, it's coming. It is not going to be that long, my gorgeous Libra, but now it's time to have some fun. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.